Hello guys, welcome back to yet another video with me. Today I am going to be doing a book review. Today we are going to be looking at Rebecca Yarros, The Things We Leave Unfinished. So I read this on a little trip, and it took me a while because the contents of the book was something very new to me, and we're going to talk about it. So first of all, Rebecca Yarros is very famous for her Fourth Wing series. Now, I've never read Fourth Wing. I've never read Rebecca Yarros in general. So I thought I'd pick this up rather than picking up Fourth Wing and give this a read to familiarise myself with Rebecca Yarros to see if Fourth Wing would be something that I would be interested in or not. It is a pink sprayed edge, and that is exclusive to Asda. If you're in America, Asda is the same as Walmart. So, yes. Essentially, Asda Tickle Pink is raising money for charity, and Tickle Pink is breast cancer treatment, diagnosis and awareness. And 45p of each of these book sales goes to that charity, which I think is quite nice. Even though it's only 45p and this book was like £5, it's still good because it's still a donation nonetheless. So this book was published in 2022. However, it says that the Penguin paperback was released in 2026, and this is the Penguin edition. So I think this is the 2026 version, but the original story came out in 2022. It's based off this cover. It's like got a gold tint. Now I don't know why, but I read the blurb of this book, and I was not expecting it to be how it was. I thought that this would be like a romance or a fantasy, something like that, based off the front. And on the back, the blurb kind of gives off a different vibe to how the story actually is. Now, I'm not saying it's bad, because the book was really good, but it was just highly unexpected to me. So, the book has 429 pages. There are 39 chapters, and the book is set in first person. So let me read the blurb. So it says, 2 enemies, 1 unfinished manuscript, the love story of a lifetime. When Georgia Stanton discovers that her late grandmother Scarlett, the infamous romance author, didn't get the chance to finish her last book, she's determined to share her story, but first it needs to be written. Enter Noah Harrison, the best-selling and most charismatic romance author of his generation. When Georgia meets him, she is distraught. Although he's charming and handsome, there's nothing beneath the surface. But as they start working together, Georgia begins to see that there might be more to Noah than meets the eye. Together they realise that Scarlett was saving the greatest love story of all until last, her own. While serving in the Second World War, she fell in love with the handsome and enigmatic pilot Jameson. But are Georgia and Noah about to discover that not all love stories have a happy ending? So I'm not really a fan of war stories. It's definitely not my genre to read. But I didn't... Obviously, it says on the blurb that she serves in the Second World War and falls in love with Jameson and all of this. But I was not expecting it to be set like in a time jump, where some of the chapters are set in Georgia's perspective and some of it's set in Scarlett's perspective, and it goes back, for example, like July 1941, it goes back in time. But I do think that what's really good about this book is that the time jump builds up to the current events and gives the audience more information about what is going on in the story, and it gives the audience a clearer picture into the romance between Jameson and Scarlett, and how that leads to current events with Georgia and Noah. So yes, there are a few sexual scenes in this book, but it's not really that major. I think they are a bit graphic, but it's not really that heavy in terms of sexual scenes, so not that big, but it's all down to personal preference. I did like the unexpected events that occurred within the book. I am looking at my notes, by the way. My notes are down here on my lap, so that's why I'm looking down. There were, I would say, 2 unexpected plot twist kind of events that occurred within this book, and I was not expecting a single one of them. It's not like a thriller kind of plot twist where somebody kills somebody else and it's all dramatic. It was just how some of the characters acted and some of the things that they did that was so shocking and so unexpected. And I was just engaged towards the end. I think right at the beginning of the book, I think I was very to read it because it's set in the war, but it was the only book I had, so I had to finish it and read it. So I finished the whole thing, but I'm glad I did finish the whole thing because it does progressively get better as it goes on. So that is the end of my book review, but I did want to just quickly say that I have reached 250 subscribers on YouTube, and if you want to be part of my UK giveaway, please comment your name and that you've subscribed in the comments below, because I will enter you in. And I'll leave you with a question. If you have read Rebecca Yarros, please tell me one of the books that you recommend that I read from her. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Also, just a side note, I did forget to mention in my book review that I am going to add this to my Disney reading challenge as Bolt. And Bolt is a character who works in film, TV, or entertainment. Now, Scarlett is a character who writes books, and this whole book is about essentially a book. This whole book is about Scarlett's last manuscript, and Georgia and Noah are determined to finish it. So I do think that it is entertainment because it is books, and books give people lots of entertainment. So I did forget to add it into my main video. That's why I've added this little clip at the end. But the character who works in film, TV, and entertainment is Bolt. So I'm going to add this to my Disney reading challenge as Bolt. Also because Bolt is my favourite Disney character. And books are considered as entertainment. They give me entertainment. They give you entertainment. So I'm going to class that one as entertainment. And we're going to add it down for my Disney reading challenge. So I say again, thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry for leaving that part out. It's just I didn't add it into my original notes, so I kind of didn't have it available at the time. But yes. So guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.